balancing it for it, but it needs to be small scale because I can't put 20 dudes on a boat. There's not enough guns for them all to utilize. But I'm thinking about having the boats fire infinite ammo, just giving them a limit on torpedoes. But I probably won't even use torpedoes because they're not going to be effective against little speedboats. So we'll see how that goes. But, you know, having some fighter cover as well that can strafe the boats. We got a mod for the USS Nimitz, which wasn't the class of ship used, but it'll, you know, serve as something for the aircraft to take off and go in from. But I'm also debating doing the spec op that the Southern Vietnamese did that triggered the Northern Vietnamese to attack the boat. Because there is actually a really good island in the SOG Prairie Fire mod that could serve as a radar base that they hit. And the Nasty class boat that they use is also in the SOG Prairie Fire mod. So a few small-scale operations that I think would be really, really cool to do. It just...
Heard of,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, have you ever heard of ST Idaho, the subgroup?
No.
Well, finish your thought and I'll tell you about it.
But I'm trying to basically adapt my Wednesday slot, which we do at noon EST, to just be a lot of small-scale stuff. Just because that's one of the concepts where for years I haven't really delved into, because the only groups I could do it with were either be small groups that would commission me and they usually want their own thing, or the 506th, but it's really hard to get them to come with a mod set in play, because otherwise I get, like, you know, down to like maybe 8 people tops, and these are missions where it's better to have, you know, around 10 to 20.
Nice.
All right. Otherwise,
Yeah,
round has begun. But go ahead, finish that thought.
No, I was just gonna say ST Idaho was a SOG team that it's actually about the so they went they landed to do advanced recon and they actually they were pushed in to find Vietnamese soldiers in the jungle, but they got their first. They took their first comms call. They didn't take the second one, so they sent in. I forgot what the teams are called when they send in to rescue SOG teams or attempt to, you know, rescue SOG teams. And they sent in one called ST Columbia, I think it was, to find them. And as they were walking through, their squad leader made a poor decision. And he died, and someone else died, and it's this story about how these like 2 guys and a couple Vietnamese troops with SOG had to fight against like 30,000 men.
Nice.
And they managed to get out mostly okay.
I love doing ops like that though, because I'm the type of Zeus for Vietnam missions and stuff where I really like to spam infantry. I like to have a target-rich environment because my favorite way to play ops is where you're in that position. Some of my favorites were when the 506th ran some SOG style ops. I would basically take the Stoner Commando and just go nuts, because that gun had so little recoil and you could just drop literally 20 dudes in the blink of an eye, and it just, you would feel like a badass. Yeah,
so I actually found it. It's called a bright light operation. When
shoot me a link on Discord. I'll look at that after during our in-between time before NA. But we also do need to start covering the round.
Oh yes, I forgot about that part. I'll just send you the
Don, if you're there, shit.
Go ahead.
Can you go ahead? I gotta write the prediction.
Do your job.
Don, can you write the prediction, please? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Liru.
Hold on.
Do you want me to take BLUFOR?
No, Maz just spoke. Yeah, go ahead. Maz just spoke to me saying no one took the new M27s for their missions because he changed that out for the Marines to use, but the M27 is the full auto M4 model. And apparently no one took it to use, unfortunately. Galdo, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Hope you enjoyed the operations. Hope you enjoyed DayZ tonight, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this stream. Dream, go. Go.
Okay, so it is typical BLUFOR, you know, the vanilla BLUFOR. We've seen a lot of vanilla, but I think that is just because it's a lot of testing being done tonight. With
they have the desert camo on, do they not?
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because it's white, so it blends in with the snow.
Yeah, it all looks the same to me, man. Well, there you go. They have the snow deserty camo because they have to blend in. In terms of their assets, they have 3. I think it was like, oh no, they have 1 up on the Humvee that I can see there with the gun on top. They have a couple of transports, obviously.
So they should have the 117, an M2 Humvee, M240 Humvee, and the tow launcher, which I can't seem to find at the moment.
So they've loaded the tow launcher, but
I see it. Yep.
There's the other Humvee. So yeah, so
they just loaded it somewhere. Yep.
In terms of their weapons, are vanilla. You know, FnF, the M4s. I think you just said there's no M24s unfortunately tonight because none of them picked them.
Yeah.
Who's
M27s.
M27s.
24 is the marksman rifle bolt action. 27 is the.
I am an idiot.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Camo. Yeah. Eric's saying camo is camo. But yeah, just it's the vanilla as we always see, bar the desert stuff. They have.
Hold on, real quick. Go to the BLUFOR Christmas tree.
Yeah, I know. So I was literally about to call that out. Yeah, as you can see, they're all having a nice dance around the Christmas tree, and then you have obviously the other side of Christmas, the satanic fire of NAFs. Everyone knows that. That's my favorite Christmas story.
My bad, bro. Thanks for correcting me.
Back out. They have the tow launcher, which they're going to have to use.
I gotta go look into that then. Trying to summon Rudolph.
Yeah, it's a very basic BLUFOR setup.
All right, going over the roster real quick, we got Koala. He wants to command now. All right, we'll see how he does tonight. Falcon with 2 WCR members. Looks like they are going...
Falcon is the sniper.
Yeah, so we're actually seeing a SOCOM 16, which is basically another 20-round 7.62 rifle they're going to be using suppressed. Falcon taking the 338 sniper rifle. Interesting. Mito leading Alpha HQ, Tolly being his auto rifleman with the 249 Bravo. We got Jack. I want to see everything where Jack redeems himself because he's been doing some really silly stuff the past few weeks.
Sorry.
Lurch, Savan, Patriot, and Oddball with him. Back on Koala real quick because I felt like I went through him too quick. I mean, I haven't seen him take command, so I'll be really curious to see what he does. Yeah. So that's why I went over him too quick. I'm not trying to show any bias just because I literally have nothing to say about him, so let's see how he does. Otherwise, Bravo 1 has Scandi Recon members Pert and Nafs, Nemesis, Iander, Yanni with 2 fill-ins from 1RCC and Retrospector. Charlie HQ has TSP Reapers Insanity leading with Lolo and Sam under him, and Seismo also with them as their AT guy. Foosfire from 1RW taking Delta HQ, and he's got under Delta 1, Bayant and Dooley with Bald Eagle and Chow also joining them. We got 1RW members under Delta 2 with Koak also joining them, but I think Koak is also a 1RW member. So that's a full group. Again, Pierce, Fawn, Stattenberg, Burt, Koak, they're all pretty good players in their own right. Aim at the Stars with PLH Pete and Lusode taking the vehicle crew for the 117, and Gamma 2, which I believe is going to be a dedicated vehicle crew, is Azariah and Malin, 2 other Scandi Recon players, but I am going to be curious to see what they do with the Humvee, because Humvee tactics-wise, I'm actually surprised we don't see NAFs in that group, but remember it was the same one where Jack failed the clutch on the objective, but it was another winter map. And they, with that Humvee, just harassed the absolute hell out of Pepega and just mowed them the heck down. Do you remember that one, Dream?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Remember, it was a round 1 EU winter map on NAF Island. It was the one where Jack missed the clutch on the objective and played for kills instead of the objective. But in the beginning of that round, it was Nafs and Malin in the Humvee, and they just absolutely harassed the hell out of Pepega. I'd love to see them pull that again.
Is that when they circled the bridge?
Yeah, they circled under the bridge multiple times and then dismounted and then took that dude out because they baited him into thinking he'd come around again. Yeah, it was great. I'd love for them to make some more maneuvers like that. But otherwise, let's look at OPFOR here. This is a big AO, too. Jesus. It is focused around Zelenogorsk, but OPFOR's going to have multiple kilometers of distance to travel here. They got a lot of transport, mind you, but woo, big AO. But go ahead. What does OPFOR have?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. What, in terms of assets?
Assets, weaponry, and then I'll break down the players again, because I'm talking too much. I want to give you a chance.
So
I'm trying to be nice.
It seems it's not the same. It is a bit more of a more solid green.
It's the Gorkas, the Spetsnaz Gorkas with the Alton helmets.
Yeah, so they will be visible in the snow, but I think that's why it's a little bit dark, just to give them that added extra bit of help. Yeah, so their typical setup in terms of their weaponry, AKs, PKPs, PKMs, I'm sure. Actually, no, I think it's LPKs now, if I'm getting that right. SVDs, obviously, as for the dedicated marksman. Very interesting to see those. Actually, I don't like the SVD. No, I don't like it. I didn't like it with the marksman rifle. I don't like it now. It is good in other games, but in this game, I just really don't like it. PKPs, I imagine their ATs are either RPGs or Carl Gustavs, and that's really it for their infantry. They have the special helmets you were raving about before. Not entirely sure what those are, but then we come over. Actually, I'll get to that last. We have the BMP-2, very, very scary vehicle. Most likely
real quick. No auto cannon on it. They rescripted the main cannon to be a 14.5 millimeter and a 7.62 coax, which it already has because FnF doesn't like GMGs or auto cannons.
So we do have the PKM Gaz, two of those. Two PKM Gazes, and then obviously we have our main and our special force here, the 2S25. We've seen it be used about I think 2 times now. I don't know if it's been used.
This is the third time
since then. This is the third time it's being used. Both times, but the first time it was used, it was not effective. The second time it was used, a little bit more effective, but the crew.
But yeah, for the main fight, they just charged right in and got killed. But they did blow up. They were being some really good armor Overwatch early on.
But we'll have to see. So who is actually running it this time? It is Buckets and Blam and Vagrant. Now Vagrant is a good commander, but we'll have to see if he's a good vehicle commander. I think he'll have a good idea. But that is it for their assets. Obviously the transports and X-Ray taking the quad bikes. So
a good chunk of transport is actually really important to note here because they do have a long distance to go to actually get up in Zelenogorsk, where the AOs are. Otherwise, going over the roster here, who do we have command? We got Despo. All right, so actually, I don't see Despo command a lot, but I got to give him some credit because we see him in OFCRA and FnF, so he's got basically a lot of knowledge here across multiple PvP events that could help him out in making a plan here. And with this being a much bigger AO, you see that a lot in OFCRA style missions, so that might help him formulate a plan compared to someone like Koala, who I've only seen in play in FnF, but he might play in other events that I don't cast, so I'm not gonna, give that to Despo as a deciding factor, but it's important to bring up if people play in other communities so they get that extra perspective because it helps you predict what they might do. So I think we're gonna see Despo do some sort of flanking strategy, divide his forces among 2 groups, and have his vehicles overwatch those 2 flanks coming in. He has a lot of room to do that, either from the northern side of Green Mountain, in the forested side north of the town of Kolzvolka, or they might come all the way to the south down to Windy Mountain and attack from there. I don't see them going completely around this AO though and attacking from the direct south at .291. I think we're just going to see mainly a northern push with the flank push, or just 2 flanks pushing from the west or east. I'm trying to get in Despo's head, but it could go either way. Do you have anything?
No, I think OPFOR going to have a long way to go in that S2, S5.
He doesn't command in OFCRA, but he plays a lot in OFCRA.
I think they'll take the straightest route down they can. The way I could see it going is maybe they stop off at the T-junction at Pastos Sosnovoy, but it does... I can only imagine BLUFOR X-Ray are going to spike a position on their way. I think this one is going to be our longest game yet. It's going to be quite drawn out. I think both commanders are going to be quite scarce with their movements. And this one's going to take a while. I can't... I mean, Red 4 have had a win streak all night tonight. And I think they've attacked every single round, Red 4. Yeah. And I do think Red 4 will probably take this one, only if they can use that 2S25 to their advantage.
Yeah, I will also say the rosters have also been really, really similar. I'm going to break it down real quick. Sayek being the 2IC, Tymek being the medic, Pepega trying to take X-Ray now. Let's see, who is the marksman here? I believe that is going to be Flux, who is driving that one Vic. Behind him, he's got one of the suppressed shooters, which I believe is Vince, and then Coda being the other suppressed shooter. Nope, so they're both going for the 45-round AK-74s that are suppressed for basically more bullets, which, knowing how Pepega operates, I'm not surprised. They want more ammo so they can fire more because their individual marksmanship is very, very good. Otherwise, it's Kekir, Gvir, Fred, who is filling in with them, because I know he's not Pepega, but he is a good player. Flux, Coda, and Vince there as well. K3 leading Alpha HQ, Lone and Drain under him, but they're going to be a dedicated vehicle crew with the BMP, as we see one of the quad bikes ram into the BMP and actually cause it to knock around a little bit. Pretty funny there. Alpha 1 has Grav and Shy. Basically, these are all AA players. I'm curious. I think Olaf is going to be their marksman since he has his handgun out right now. and he's towards the middle of the roster. Shy being the RPK gunner. All right, Arcor leading Alpha 2. He's got Mobile X, Indigo Fox, Logan, and Twins with him. That'll be an interesting combo. We'll see how they're able to support. Otherwise, Bravo HQ, we got a big mix of players. You got members like Ash, Gazog, Banks, 2600, and Rory. I know they're all part of one community. And they got some fill-ins such as Norris, Dogport, and Cholt from the 29th ID. And then Persian MO and Dusty's also in there as well. Charlie HQ has Maz, Naders, Johnsoon Goose, and 3 of the 4 IB members remaining. And then Vagrant, Blom, and Buckets also under Gamma 1. So, interesting enough, what's really shifted over here that could make a difference is Bay and Dooley. They're not on OPFOR anymore. They're actually going to stick it in BLUFOR. And the reason that's significant is this AO, it's Zelenogorsk, which it's a big town. There is some limited angles with it, you know, because there's still a bunch of open areas around it. Really limits the maneuvering of between sectors, especially considering where they are. It's more around the outskirts of Zelenogorsk. But if Bay is allowed to get into a nice urbanized area and given a lot of room to maneuver, he can work wonders. And we've seen that week and week again. So that might go in BLUFOR's favor. But considering that OPFOR only needs to attack the outskirts where the sectors are specifically, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, but hey, I love being proven wrong and seeing Bay kick a bunch of ass.
I don't. I like being right all the time.
I know you do. Mission has just begun. I think we're going to see BLUFOR potentially push units out to set up either some defensive lines for counterattacks and ambush, or they're just going to push units out to try to figure out where OPFOR is going to come from, because as soon as BLUFOR can figure out where OPFOR's force is going to originate and attack from, then they can mount a proper defense. Otherwise, you're going to see a repeat of round 1, and the defending team is just going to get utterly destroyed.
So defeated in detail. I was just remembered, what round was it last week that we saw that really proactive defense? If you remember it.
With the mortars?
I think so. Was it?
That was round 2 NA? No.
I wasn't there at NA.
Round 3.
Was it
round 3
FnF versus OFCRA?
No.
That was just
no. Yeah, you know, you're talking about round 2, where OFCRA pushed out and like wiped Scandi Recon and then almost wiped Papega, but Papega was able to win that fight out at the end, and the FnF barely came out on top at the end.
But then FnF in the next round, or in the final round, because no, that was the first round.
Yeah.
The second round, Shy took that and then made it into his own, and yeah, had
Papega and Scandi watch the flanks.
Yeah.
They broke through on Scandi, but Papega like managed to take out a lot of dudes with them when they broke through. But that knocked out the numbers. Yeah. So and a lot of Scandi survived though, and then ended up encircling and taking out small groups of OFCRA in chunks. Yep.
That's probably one of the best recent commanding matches I've seen. That was exceptional from Shy. Take their own strat and then use it against them with the
and it worked pretty well.
The resources you have.
Did Iander take AT? I don't see Iander in here, actually. No, yes, he did. Bravo 1, he did take AT.
Or they're actually just going to go straight through the valley.
This is an interesting strat.
So they sent a couple that, along with their
3 different forces here,
down to push through the forest line.
Rhino Osberg. Who's Dream betting on?
Sort of
I don't know.
Your line and
Dream, real quick. Who do you bet on?
Redfall.
All right. So bet BLUFOR because he's always wrong. Anyway, sorry. Continue. Chat was just wondering.
Okay.
I feel like the proactiveness that BLUFOR has put on these defense lines. Yep.
Jesus. What's wrong with them today?
Right?
Anyway, yeah, you've got this force moving to the east, so it's a very, very split attack, and we've seen these fail.
Selenius, thanks for dropping by, man.
Times,
hope you enjoy the round.
Especially if a force gets spotted early, and one side of the force gets into contact before the other can. I think if they keep a good firing line, like a good line of attack, and keep it like somewhat together, it will work out. But I'm just looking at them, they're split up right now, and I don't know, I never really liked splitting up this much as a group.
So a few things I'm going to point out here. I like the strategy that both sides have adapted, but I don't think OPFOR is going to be able to pull out what they want. FnF, people in FnF do not like to pull out once they're under contact. It's really hard to make them do it. There's only a few communities that'll actually start doing it, but most will just start getting to the engagement, even if it's funny. even if it's unfavorable because they just want to get in there and shoot shit. So what Despo and OPFOR is going for is he has his forces pretty well spread out here. He's trying to find an opening. But BLUFOR have set up a really good proactive line in a circle, actually, all around the 3 sectors, which he is evenly controlling, by the way. He hasn't foregone one, which most commanders in BLUFOR shoes under Koala would just sacrifice one and go for the other 2. But honestly, the way they're separated like this, any one of them can be a decent AO to defend. Yep.
I was just going to say, he's also left guys just on the outside who are able to move in if one does come under attack, but also watch a flank coming through.
But what needs to unfold here is OPFOR is going to pick a line to attack. BLUFOR then has units all around that, okay, let's say OPFOR attacks from the northwest, which is looking really likely. BLUFOR can pull its forces at the eastern and southern sides and either push them to the front line itself, push them internally for sector defense to make another defensive line, or he can have a mount up in VIX and drive all the way on the outskirts and try to flank that attack. But OPFOR has all these forces in different areas. That allows OPFOR some room to either push in on different angles or to counter any counterattacks on the flanks. So both sides are being incredibly loose with their formations right now. That's going to give them a lot of room to do various different things. And already, I hate to talk shit about the other 2 rounds, but this is looking like a lot more of an interesting round because both commanders have picked a really good strategy. Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to draw attention to a very dangerous team who I caught right now. If you find X-Ray and look at BLUFOR X-Ray and look at Wisp and Hedge, they're the 2 silenced rifles, those 7.62 rifles in the woodland with decent camo, and X-Ray is right next to them. That's a bad team to come up against, mostly because they will just annihilate you.
The question is, will they be called to go over there? Because they only have short ranges, which granted could reach other forces, but we'll just have to see what happens there. I think they're waiting for something else to kind of go by their line so they can then engage from the rear, so they might not be as effective there, but on foot, they could use these forests to find other OPFOR members and take them out, so
Az and Marlon got quite lucky there because they actually had Flux and another dude, so Flux is the one with the 338, almost walk up behind them as they were overwatching, but they moved out.
Yeah, as they were pulling back. Yep, they're in the Humvee. What really is concerning me, though, is where OPFOR is putting their Overwatch. And this is actually really, really good. You got the 2S25 in reserve right now because OPFOR hasn't decided where they're going to make their attack line, but the 2S25 has a very good Overwatch position from the north because of that terrain. And you got the BMP following on the southern side to provide more local fire support in this large open area moving up to Sector 1. So I think we're going to see a pincer attack by OPFOR at this rate. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, X-Ray have actually mounted the radio tower, and because of view distance, it's actually not going to work out for them. But they can actually see down, if I go back to them, they can actually see down somewhat into the tree lines where Bravo 1 is, but I think they're going to abandon it because it's just probably not the best position.
Yeah.
Problem is now this is a waiting game, and I think as soon as one contact starts, everyone's going to get a little bit confused and excited. But this,
yeah, there's no footprints. Really sorry to say.
Depso is a really nice plan here. It's just he is being quite dangerous with the fact that his forces are lacking in, like, you know, the distance from each other. So if one team starts getting annihilated, you can't really easily push another team over to support.
He's going to rely on the vehicles to do that, though. I think dividing the vehicles among his 2 attack flanks is one of the 2 better strategies he can do with them, because they'll be able to directly support those attacks. What he's got to worry about, though, is just in case BLUFOR decides to push something to those vehicles in the form of a Humvee. 117 won't be too much of a threat, but that's also kind of curious. I was expecting BLUFOR to use the 117 as more of a patrol vehicle, but instead they're having it as an Overwatch element instead. One thing I am worried about, though, is Mal and Nazariah. They are remounting to move west, and I think they might be able to find this OPFOR push coming in. because they went over to that other position that we mentioned. Flux was about to walk on them, but they pushed away because they didn't see anything. I'm not sure if they saw those vehicles riding up the eastern line of the map. So instead, they pulled back. But I feel like if they did spot them... No, they might have, because BLUFOR actually does have some forces looking in that direction, but not enough to pull everything over. So maybe they reported that light force coming in. It was a few quad bikes and a single gas. So BLUFOR still on high alert, looking for this main attack to come in. But I think Mal and Az might be able to run into something if they keep their wits about them. Yeah, and they're going to go right through that forest. That's very risky. Got Spiky with AT. Shy on point with a machine gun. Could easily take out the gunner. And I'm hearing shots. Delta, I believe, was firing. No, I think they were trying to shoot out windows. Yeah, that was it. They're looking up the... Yeah, up in their direction. There's nothing up there, unfortunately.
So, Az and Marlon aren't going to hear anything of the Sons of their engine. They've actually just turned straight towards this force.
Yeah.
The gun is pointing... Yeah, so the gun's pointing with the chassis. So who's actually driving this? It's Az.
Got a little bit of up armor on that turret. That's the M2 as well. BLUFOR cannot retake sectors once they're taken. A sector can only be taken if there is no one left conscious in the sector. So if there's one BLUFOR guy hiding in the corner, OPFOR won't be able to take it. And the sector zones are defined by the shaded in. So once it's lost,
just
it's
a
lost.
very slow structured defense right now, probably making BLUFOR a bit concerned.
So here's the deal. If you're the defending commander and it's taken 10 or 15 minutes after the round started and you've had no contact, you know your enemy is trying to plan something.
Yeah.
But that also means a direct assault from their spawn gets less and less likely as the time goes by. So what I would do in Koala's shoes is, as time kept going, I'd slowly put forces, anything I put forward into OPFOR's territory, from where they spawned, I would pull it back and start reinforcing my flanks instead. I wouldn't fully abandon a forward push because you never know. They might re-attack and be just trying to bait you out, but a flank or rear attack as time goes on is more and more likely, because why is your enemy taking so long to attack? For them to just burn clock on the timer for the sake of burning time, especially with a 3-objective 50-round match, is a really bad idea. The only way they'd be able to regain that is a rush, but that's why you keep a light force on your front just to counter that, because I've seen crazier shit. But I think BLUFOR has a really good strat. They just need to be very, very quick to maneuver their forces once first contact starts. The only issue they're going to have is dealing with those enemy Vics on Overwatch. If they can find a strategy like have Malin and Az, I combined their names. Maz is a player as well, so I got to be careful when I say that. If they have Azurai and Malin mount Iander up from Scandi Recon and go charge those Vics, I think BLUFOR is going to be in a good situation. But Despo, I mean, he's done a really great job of positioning his forces. And then on the rear line, he's got his X-Ray group overwatching, so he can watch how BLUFOR changes their forces from X-Ray fielding information in. But we are seeing BLUFOR getting a little restless. We got 1117 is now repositioning to the north, which sucks because that hilltop position it was on was a very good position. But maybe they're just changing the guard here, because now that I did it again. Malin and Az are on that little hill. Azurai has gotten out of the Vic. He's overwatching that sector. Maybe they're moving the 1117 somewhere else, but that could potentially put it in the crosshairs of the 2S25. And if that 2S25 can snipe that vehicle early on, it's going to be a little harder for BLUFOR to be able to bounce back.
I think Koala had a good plan here, but I think he is starting to get a little bit jumpy. He's wondering why he's had no contact. I say more veteran commands like this would probably be better to deal with the situation, but because I'm fairly certain Koala's first time ever commanding, he's going to be a little bit of unsure of what to expect. And I think, so he's against Depso, who we also don't know about his current, commanding ability, but it is very unlikely for an FnF game to go almost 15 minutes without a single shot being fired at an enemy.
Well, it's also because of the AO. OPFOR spawned over 3 clicks away from the actual sectors, so I'm not surprised we're going this long. Yes, it is uncanny, but that's also by the mission design. what I do like about Koala's strategy, and this might just be because of his inexperience, but evenly defending all 3 sectors is actually going to really work in his favor, because even if he loses 2 of those sectors, if he extends the firefight, he could still win the time. And I think at the end of the day, based off of how long this is all taking, this is going to fall down to time. So as every second passes by with OPFOR not engaging at this point, that is just slightly increasing the odds that BLUFOR is going to be able to come out on top, regardless of the commander's skill level. Because when you get to that late in the mission, commanders are usually dead at that point, or they're unable to reach some of their elements because the dude with the LR died, and the squads are just fending for themselves. So it becomes even harder and harder to coordinate later game strategies, and it just favors the defenders at that point, who, you know, just need to run the clock out. And the other 2 rounds were really quick, so I think everyone's ready for you know, a long haul mission compared to the other 2, which were pretty nasty stomp outs.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know what to fill the dead air here with, because it's going to take a while for any attack to start.
I think we're going to have contact start within another minute or 2. Despo, he's sending Maz's team as a recon element to take point 276. BLUFOR doesn't think there's an attack coming from it, though. And as I say that, I hear more shots going out. That is Bravo HQ suppressing with a gas over on Sector 1 itself, specifically the tree line a little bit in front. Probably saw the trenches that Delta 2 was digging. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. Where are OPFOR's vehicles going to come out and start overwatching from? Where is BLUFOR going to fold their forces over to defend? And where is OPFOR then going to push its units to get around that? I think this is a feint.
So I just want to say, I don't know, the Dust Eyes is group. What group is Dust Eyes in? I think is it Bravo? Oh, fuck me, what group is it in? Oh, anyway, Dust Eyes, Bravo HQ just took fire from the 1117, and right next to where Dust Eyes is actually the 2S25. So if Vagrant gets that call, and that 1117 still decides to poke its head out, that's perfect bait. Perfect kill for the 2S25.
Yeah, so the 1117, they got one of their guys dismounted. It's Lusote. He's looking with his Vector 21 over to the tree line where that gas was opening up on Delta 2 for BLUFOR. If they go into a position to engage, that 2S25 could come out and snipe it. Probably with an ATGM round. So they can have total control over, even if the 1117 tries to pull away. But right now, I think Despo is just doing some minor flank attacks just so he can see where Koala is going to push his forces, hoping for a gap in the line to form so he can push that main force that he has to the south of Sector 1 down the tree line and then to hit the sector. He's really trying to divide and conquer BLUFOR's forces, but if BLUFOR keeps in a loose formation, they'll be able to counter any pushes that come.
Run to toilet.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just a little worried about BLUFOR right now, though, because I'm not seeing much mobilization, but that also might mean just because, that might also be because they realize that that northwestern attack was just a feint to kind of rile them up and potentially position their forces poorly that OPFOR can take advantage of. But I want to see what Charlie HQ does right here, because they're about to fight BLUFOR Charlie HQ. And this might cause some more pull to happen within BLUFOR. But again, as the time ticks on, we might see Despo fall at a disadvantage because of, you know, how OFCRA does compared to FnF. But as I say that, Bravo HQ charging in. It's 5 members. Nope, it is only 3 members here charging right into the sector. Doing a quick dismount, Bravo HQ. The gunner quickly gets away as the PKP gunner fires up. These have people like Dooley and Bayant here. These are some of BLUFOR's heaviest hitters. Looks like the gunner that stayed in the Vic was just taken out as he changed last second. But now, I don't get it. Because this force is coming up to hit the southern side. If this was being done, looks like an explosive satchel was just thrown. Had to have been a charge. No, it might have been a satchel. They were trying to blow up that building, but that building doesn't have a destroy texture because, you know, it's not a standard building. It's something else from a building pack. Or maybe it's from RHS. Smoke grenade being thrown. Dog 4 is unconscious, so I think that was thrown defensively or an explosive trap by these guys. BLUFOR is folding in their force. I just heard the 2S25 fire.
Oh God, what's going on?
2S25 hits the 117. Driver is unconscious, driving in circles. They're trying to get another shot on it, but they're unable to. Driver just stopped driving. Let's see if the 2S25 can make that kill shot.
What?
There, another hit, but it's still kicking.
Why are there red 4s in Del's?
They charged in.
Why?
I don't know, to be perfectly honest. If they were doing that to a different objective, I'd get it. But OPFOR is like gonna start sending other forces at different angles. The only thing that did was cause BLUFOR to pull forces into that sector and further reinforcement force it, which is gonna make it harder for the remaining OPFOR groups to actually push in. Meanwhile, there's still 4 guys on the southern side for OPFOR under Charlie HQ, and they're just in the middle of a bunch of BLUFOR guys.
Yeah, it's Falcon right next to him.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I think Falcon knows. Yeah, Falcon knows. He's lining up a shot on someone now.
I don't think he's lining up a shot on someone. I think he's heard them.
All right, you just had Lurch run into Maz. So you still hear that 2S25 firing down. I don't see where that 117 has gone. It's pulled all the way to the south.
Check your rear, Skipper. Because if you don't, this is gonna happen.
Falcon misses the shot. There's the back of the headshot. Hillary Clinton style. I'm ruling that as a suicide. He fired while the other guys were firing, so I don't think OPFOR has any idea that that sniper's back there. Great way to drown out your audio. Another shot goes by. It ricochets above Shepard's head because the shot was a little too low. Falcon, take your time. Headshot, but it did nothing. The tracer bounced up, but I saw the blood splatter from his head.
Yeah, I hit someone in the neck twice the other day, and he kind of went, nothing happened.
There it is, knockout.
Oh, come on.
I love how Turk has no idea where those shots are coming from. But he's got Charlie HQ coming around here. That is Reaper, and he gets the headshot. So that 4-man group is out. We got K-Kier, Gravir, and Fred coming around, but I think...
No. He's woken back up, Shepard.
He takes a sniper shot as well to the face. That shot misses because he pulls away in time. What good is that 338? I just watched it hit like 3 or 4 times in the face. Granted, these are Alton helmets, and there's not supposed to be any armor gain from the fact they're using Altons, but I just watched 3 headshots just do nothing. 338 headshots. The blood came out of the face!
Yeah, the registry is fucking stupid.
I know. But OPFOR now doing a valiant charge here into this sector with the BMP supporting. This could be big, but the BMP is looking in the complete wrong direction. It was firing down to the south. Might have been red on red there, which is kind of weird. But now OPFOR is going to start getting their foot in the door. 2S25's actually pulled back. I guess fearful of where the toe might be, which makes sense.
Where is the toe?
I have no freaking idea. That might have been why that 4-man team was marauding to the south. They were looking for the toe. Otherwise, BMP just got a nice kill.
Bay was one of the guys who died. Oh, Julian Bay died.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I think I see their bodies right here. But the Mat Gunner is also dead, so he's not going to be able to get a shot in the BMP as it's now charging ahead, which is a bad idea, but they might have seen that they killed the Mat Gunner, and now they got a lot more cover of this area. Got Stottenberg trying to run around the side, almost picked off by Leia as she is leading the charge here on the southern side. But this objective's in a lot of trouble because it's being flanked and has vehicle security, but now you got the 117 coming out. It is limping along, though.
Yeah, he's single crewing it, though.
Yeah. Because they took a lot of fire from the tank. Grenade throw! Knocks out Burt. Great throw by Leia getting it up on that roof.
Dame.
So that 117 actually just took out one of the OPFOR guys from a pretty nice range. You also got the M2 Humvee coming along. We need to see that 2S25 reposition and cover this spot. Otherwise, BLUFOR armor is going to start tearing apart this attack. So great adaptability there for BLUFOR trying to get their vehicles into support. However, you got Johnsoon here trying to spray down the more armored M2 Humvee. That thing's going to start firing. Shots are really low, though.
The gunner is still up.
Yeah, they just weren't able to line up those hits properly.
Oh, dear. Golf 2, guys. They do have a PKM, though, so it's not going to do a lot of damage, but is that... No,
They're going for a headshot. Satchel goes off to the south. I'm not sure if that caused any casualties, though. And now the Gaz might try to chase that M2 Humvee, which I don't agree with.
That Gaz needs to just turn around and head back towards the BMP2. But no, the BMP2 got snuck up.
Yep, just got snuck up on by a 117. They should have repositioned that 2S25 to cover it. It's not doing them any favors right now. I get that they're scared. Oh, they just shot someone from the M2 Humvee just went down. It was the gunner. Azariah is still driving for his life. The MP2 is charging in blindly at this point.
This is Az's plan.
He's leading the Vic, yep, to the 117, but the 117's too busy. Target fixated.
Oh, God.
AT comes in and hits the 117 from the north.
BMP2 was still up last
That was a
time I
shot by
checked.
Banks.
BMP2 is still up. It doesn't have a gunner or a commander anymore.
And now the Gaz is chasing down that M2 Humvee as it continues to drive. Still having a very brutal fight in the Sector 1 objective building.
Az is not having an enjoyable time right now.
No, he is not. He tried to get that one 117 to cover him. It did not because it was target fixated. But OPFOR is slowly breaching and clearing out this building.
I think Az is trying the same tactic, but pulling him straight up to Charlie HQ, which is the better idea here. And this OPFOR crew just needs to bugger out. But they are bloodthirsty right now. They are kill fixated, which is something you should never become in FnF unless you know that you're safe. Because now you're clearly being pulled up here straight into an enemy barrage. And
where's that AT?
There's actually a guy with a 50 cal static.
I see a at 15th MU member once in a while, Bob.
I realize the barrage of fire coming out. The gun is not down.
More around in NA. But thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario.
Goose is down, so yep, Az had a really good idea there.
Yep.
And both are down.
And there's the AT to wrap it up. Target fixation is a bitch. Meanwhile, the three BLUFOR guys, Burt, Fire, and Bald Eagle, still holding their own here. Burt, I think, just got taken out, though.
Yeah, no, Burt's still alive.
Yeah, it was the other one. My bad. I don't know. Numbers-wise... Wow.
Twins managing to somehow survive that barrage. Now they know there's at least one more guy, but Bald Eagle opting to maybe go for a rush here.
He didn't see the guy on his left, and he is now two-teamed.
Oh, he ran up.
Wow. And he goes down.
That is the
Sector 1.
But Red 4 have lost a huge
amount
of there.
That 2S25 should have been repositioned to support. I get it would have probably been taken out by the tow, but it would have been able to snipe the vehicles coming in, giving OPFOR a lot more relief. BMP wouldn't have been assaulted there. The Gaz wouldn't have been target fixated. OPFOR would have had a lot more forces to go in here. And now I think we're going to see BLUFOR utilize the tow. What?
Eander's just sitting here right... Okay, he's finally been taken out. The 2S25 saw Eander, and Eander just pulled out his fucking binos, got a range, and then went to pull out his...
AT and the 2S25 sniped him?
Yeah, but the
Amazing.
2S25 looked so terrified because it was backing up and firing its main cannon at Eander.
Nice. Yeah, I see his body. If you figured out Eander, the AT guy, was about to shoot you, I would probably freak out too. I don't know, looking at the skull counts here, BLUFOR definitely has the number advantage now, but they're divided amongst two sectors, and they've got a large force to the south. I think if OPFOR could rally what it has, it still has a good shot, but right now it's just going to be individual skirmishes.
We are currently missing 1 times fucking tow. So...
The tow is over at .47 by Mito and Patriot. It's overwatching the Sector 1 area.
Mito and Patriot?
Yes.
can't see me.
Mito is Alpha 1 HQ. So is Patriot.
Oh, my Alpha 1 thing for some reason went like you know, you have the arrows and you can like, so you can't see the team. I did something. Lurch started getting fired up, managed to get his head down quick enough.
Is that a CC?
But he's got
No.
Psych. And who is that? Walking up on him.
Do you have an MGO sight on that thing?
Trying to escape. Tymek moves into the compound rather than going around it, giving.
No, he's got an SU-230.
Time
Okay.
to pull out.
Which would probably be an SU-238.
Pulling out an AT.
Yeah, stolen AT. That's an RPG-26.
Fucking Luso.
I don't know what's that. I get, you know, they have it on the southern hill, but
it's firing up at Bravo 1.
Been a bit misplayed in my opinion.
5 just blew something up.
It blew up the Humvee, which blew up this area and caused some pretty significant casualties.
Well, no,
I
don't think it caused any casualties. I think it caused them to run away and panic, which then led them straight into the BMP-2's line of fire and the S2S5s. So the S2S5 actually.
That tow is being really, really useless.
Yeah. Oh, is he gonna make it out?
Yeah, because the BMP, it's behind the sector building, so the tow can't get an angle on it. They really need to have it accompanying a Humvee, and then pull that Humvee to the south and just get a better position on it while they coordinate with a spotter.
Scania Recon are just taking so many hits from this 2S25 right now.
Azariah driving that Humvee again, hits a rock.
Yeah, it's got a gunner in it, but now they're being fired up by the S2S25.
That's not the 2S25, that's a random guy with a PKP. It's Chult. But they're freaking them out, making them think it might be a coax, but they start returning fire. Yeah, 2S25's backing away a little bit.
They're not going to be able to see him.
What a strange round, because now we're going to have Papega under X-Ray start breaching Sector 3, and they're probably going to win that fight. We do see some forces mobilizing back, but BLUFOR are just in really weird positions here, and they might actually still lose. It's still anyone's game.
Charlie HQ are coming down. How many do they have in that vehicle? It seems like they have about 4
I was thinking,
or
yeah,
5.
it was an M145. No, it was a 230. I just had some really weird angles on it.
Right now, if they want to capture it.
Because an M145 is that's a machine gun sight, literally meant for area suppression, not actual marksmanship.
But if Chult could get a word in, he could probably.
That's why I was so confused.
I've got the Vic right in front of me. The Humvee.
Fred and Vince are in a gaz. They might just charge right into Sector 3. Coda is knocked unconscious.
One of the X-ray guys. Has he got any blood runner? Yeah, he has got blood, so he's been hit by something. I wonder what he was hit by.
Probably the sniper spotter team to their west. Or excuse me, east, to be honest.
Go Team 6 now.
Then again, it's a really thick bush. I have no idea what got him. He just failed his wake-up check in front of me, so I honestly have no idea. Tow fired!
What's tow fire at?
The Tonk.
What's the doing?
The Tonk is hit.
The Tonk took a hit and didn't care about it. Oh, okay, Buckets is dead. The gunner is dead.
Yeah, I think the gun's disabled. Another tow missile going out.
Oh, did that splash?
I think that hit behind it.
I think it hit the ground. Yeah, it did.
I don't see the impact crater, but I don't see any damage on the 2S25 itself. That would have knocked the engine out if it was lined up properly.
So X-Ray managed to make a push into the village, took one of them out. One of them's down. They just have to find Platoon HQ now and take him out.
Tron Waffle, thanks for the 3-month resub. I hope you are enjoying this round of FnF, and I hope you continue to enjoy the rounds of PvP, the Daisy, and the Arma, respectively.
Right now.
At this rate, we need to see BLUFOR just fold into the sectors to reinforce. Just OPFOR, for whatever reason, has started bouncing back on the skirmishes perspective and getting some good pickoffs, but what's time like? Time, we've got 17 minutes left.
Dead, so they'll have to move their commander into there. But looking at it, it took barely any damage. It hit front armor, which is still going to do a decent amount of damage.
I think
but it's
BLUFOR
not
still have the
gonna
number
probably
advantage
get it.
here,
Its
but
gun might be down. I'm not sure. There's no damage textures, but the gun is pointing down.
Bravo HQ charging 3 dudes into the other sector. We have a Humvee coming up, though. It's the M2 Humvee. These guys are screwed because they're going to dismount right on the back, but the gunner misses all of his shots.
Banks has 18.
They pop an explosive trap, but the Banks, I don't know why he's not firing. He's not caring.
He's putting out 18, but he's going to fire.
What are you doing? You're going to backblast your friend. What is this? What?
Banks! Yeah.
You just fired? What is? He's reloading.
Yeah, Banks has been shouted at to shoot this fucking note.
What are you doing? There's a vehicle. There's a vehicle. Oh, I wonder what that noise is.
Look, obviously everyone has their reasons, but this
What?
annoys me solely because if I was like, because I've played on the ground, you've played on the ground, and if I saw my teammate doing this, the only one with AT.
What are you doing?
Firing at enemy contacts while there's a Humvee and
Oh my God.
behind. Genuinely, that annoys me.
Yeah, no, that's not
Like,
panic. That's literally being tunnel visioned on something else and not listening to your surroundings.
So the bigger part is
Which I get it, people get in the
and
moment,
moving
but-
around. It's just Platoon HQ. His friends have left or died.
That's Chult, yep.
He's got Vince, Kakir, Geva, and Fred to deal with. He does have a couple guys coming in to reinforce, but he's got to move quick.
He's got to find Koala, who's chilling in the building. There's the
Here comes
15-minute
Vince.
warning.
Here comes Vince. Koala's looking at his friend's body. He's actually starting to heal him. Vince, what are you doing? Vince is
He doesn't hear the CPR, yep.
Yeah. Vince, who's giving his dead friend CPR.
Koala does not hear the reload magazine. Here's the breach. Koala's dead. And there's Sector 3.
3 captured.
Almost
It
said
is
2.
It is up to this force now, and they could do it. That 2S25 now has to just move in.
So, funny enough, Chult was right on top of an explosive trap, but he got in a firefight with Yanni because Yanni drew him out. And that saved Chult because as he was running back to get into cover, the explosive trap went off, but he came out unscathed. Damn.
Red Force still have this in their bag.
Here, Koala, fun fact. If you check the body and see you cannot drag or carry someone, they're dead. You were medicing a dead body.
Alternatively, you can't walk through an alive
Yes, they would
person.
have physics. So if they're alive and you find you're clipping on their body, they're still alive.
You were giving a dead man CPR. It was
Yes.
very, very sad.
Take your necrophilia elsewhere, please. Oh my gosh, so we have OPFOR trying to infiltrate the line. 2600 now trying to spray down from the flank. He's about to get walked up on by Nemesis with a 240 Bravo. But someone else beats him to the punch.
Red 4 right now is that the fact that they have this, the force they are taking on is scanning recon.
Why is the BM... No. Why is the 2S25 charging?
Chat.
Does BLUFOR have AT?
Yeah, Yanni does actually, and Yanni's the closest one to him.
Yep, he took Iander's Maz. He's gonna need it. Oh my god. So, I understand why the vehicle's charging at this point. They took a tow. They're just saying, fuck it, and they're trying to get in there and take things out. What just blew up back here? That was a Humvee.
That was the Humvee. Az is dead. Wait, was that?
That was a Maz round, but that was... Who is it? Naders got the kill there.
Jeez. Oh, and here come the push. This S2S5 is going to be vital, but...
Ooh, Dust Eye's trying to catch this guy. Why was he not guns up? And then he gets blown up by the 2S25!
Shite, that is an enemy weapon. That's
Oh
an M4.
my
You're running
god!
556.
Oh my god!
Shite, that's an enemy weapon.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Shite, turn around.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
Do, 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 do.
I fucking hate you.
I don't get it.
I'm going
Every
into-
FnF week, we see something just mind-boggling. Which you would think they'd learn, but no one ever does. For me, I don't care. It's content. I do like what the 2S25 is doing, though, at this point, but my God.
I've just gone into the AA Discord and put shy enemy weapons, enemy weapons. Have we got Bravo 1 on the outside here? Nafs.
OPFOR might be able to turn this one.
Just funny as well. I was just fucking...
Just shelling the building.
Shells.
That 7.62 coax I don't think is going to be able to do any penetration, but I mean, OPFOR, they have the force in the AO. They've got the extra numbers to come in. You got people like Lolo and Mito that are way on the outskirts trying to get in. Falcon and Lurch are starting to fold in. They're probably going to catch naders out of position.
Oh,
is that Yanni? No, it's Nafs coming in.
Yeah, it's Nafs.
Doing his best to breach. Nafs just killed someone, yeah. Now he's coming around, yep.
Gets spotted from behind. The Nafs managed to make it out. They move back in. Nafs moves into his old position. His friend is legged, though.
Trying to fire through a window.
Oh, here comes X-Ray, though. Papega Pirates.
Massive OPFOR dismount on the building. And Nafs just killed the other two guys. Great play by Nafs there. Holy shit. But now can that building hold?
They're doing the dance of death. They're doing the dance of death. Platoon HQ and another guy just completely whiffed each other's foot.
Of course they did. Oh my God.
Fucking God, what is going on?
I don't know.
Oh, guy in the window was shut up.
Yeah. There goes the 2S25.
And they're on fire. Just run in. Just run into the building while on fire. It doesn't matter.
He's coming in the building. The man is literally on fire, and he is looking for people to shoot. I love it. Building has been cleared. It is just up to Nafs. And you hear this man screaming, and then one of his, no, X-Ray from the south with the stolen SVD puts him out of his misery. That is Falcon coming in with, what is that disgusting abomination on his gun? Is that a SVD? Yes, with a freaking ACOG? No, the Burning Man! He literally blows up the fuel tank as he's killing the Burning Man. What is this? BLUFOR folding in a few more reinforcements. This is it. We also have Lolo and a Humvee. This is a 5v5.
Redfall literally have it all to lose here, I think.
All right, we got Lurch, Falcon, and Nafs in the sector. Mito coming in and Lolo coming in. They're fighting Naders, Sayek, Griever, Flux, and Tymek. This could go either way. 8 minutes remaining. Excuse me, 8.5 minutes remaining. But OPFOR have control of the big building, and BLUFOR is going to have to breach. Or they can just wait it out, to be perfectly honest, because they're the defenders. Flux with the 240 Bravo trying to fold out. Tries to catch Nafs out of position.
Ooh,
Falcon takes fire. He's pulling away. Triple timing it back. He might have gotten killed, though. There's only 4 OPFOR guys remaining.
No, I think he was killed from the window by someone down.
Is he trying to use that little slit? No, he's bandaging. That's really dangerous because they can see you through that slit.
Mito might no, Mito does not see Geva right now.
Lolo doing the freaking late-ass dismount. Oh my gosh, Lolo, you goober. Got Geaver coming around, throwing grenades.
Geaver should stay as silent as he can for as long as possible and not throw nades. It is just.
I don't think they'll be able to home in on his position if he's throwing grenades, to be honest. Those could be mistaken as UGLs. He breaches, fires across. That confuses that one BLUFOR guy, and he goes down.
Falcon tries to get him from behind. Is Geva going to make it around the corner? Geva actually opts to hide. Manages to make it just around the wall.
Yes, Falcon!
One person left. Takes out Geva from behind.
That snaps. He's been doing really well here. We need to see Lolo move in or Mito move in. I don't know why Lolo dismounted so early. I don't know why Mito is camping the outskirts. They're really...
Position here.
Oh dear, he's gonna catch him. No!
Timek caught him though. He saw him.
Yes, he
and
did.
Nuss doesn't know he's there. Platoon HQ.
Yeah. He's oh, hold up. Who wins the firefight? Ah!
I was right.
My God. It came down to a 3v3, but the two other guys, I don't know why Lolo dismounted so freaking out late, and then Mito was just trying to camp a building as a defender. Dumb ideas from the others, but damn. Just damn. BLUFOR at the individual level made misplays, and that's what cost it for him, unfortunately.
My ego.
Shut up.